Oh man, this is so weird. I'm not usually on this end of the camera. It's so
funny. Alright.
Howdy, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Matt. And today we're going to show you how we made this pallet wood rustic jewelry hanger.
Just like with any project, you are going to need tools and supplies, starting with a piece of wood, which we got from some old pallets that we took apart. The pallets were from a local vendor in our area that we got for free. You'll also need a drill so you can put in some hooks, which you can put in as many as you would like. And then we would recommend a sander just to make it a lot more smoother and professional. And then in addition, you don't have to use a finisher, but it really makes the color of that wood pop and look beautiful. You'll also want a parchment or freezer paper to keep your area clean when you're using that finisher, as well as something to measure with and something to mark with. We used a Sharpie. I prefer a pencil, but it worked out fine. And for bonus, we definitely would recommend metal links and a drywall corner bead to make it easier to hang your jewelry. And then I did not put it on there, but command strips would definitely be great to hang your jewelry hanger. And then to cut the wood, we ended up using a miter saw, but you can absolutely use a handheld saw or something simpler if miter saw is not an option for you. And a boyfriend, because it makes it more fun. So this first step, we will simply be measuring out the length of the wood that we would like it to be. For this particular hanger, I had necklaces in mind, so we cut it at 21 inches. For earrings or bracelets, I would cut it shorter at about 15 inches, but for this one, we wanted to do a full length one. But it really is up to you, and you can do it however long or however short you would like. It's really up to you. And the miter saw just made this cut super fast and easy, which is why Matt loves using it. This is my dad's. He very graciously let us use it for all of the projects that we had going on that week. So shout out to him, but it was really super fast and easy. And like I said before, you don't have to sand this, and you absolutely don't have to have an electric sander to do this, but it really does make it look so smooth, so beautiful, and so nice and polished. So I would always recommend it. Of course, you are going to lose a little bit of that texture, especially in the bark, like on this piece, but honestly, I would recommend it for any finishing pieces that you are going to be displaying things on and all of that. And I would recommend sanding all of the sides, especially the ones that are going to be visible, as well as that backside if it is not completely smooth, so you can hang it more easily. The next part was fairly simple. It was measuring out where exactly we wanted the hooks to be on the actual piece of wood. And for us, we decided to do a spacing of 1.5 inches in between each hook, as well as on both ends, which gave us enough for 13 hooks, which is perfect for me because I don't have a ton of jewelry. In addition to that, we made dots on the actual piece of wood where the holes would go. And to make it a more cohesive straight line of hooks going down the end, we measured 3/4 of an inch inward from the back, which was straight, which would give us more of that straight line going down. And that gives it more of a cohesive look. It doesn't really actually mess with the function of the piece of wood or the jewelry hanger, but that worked best for us. And there are fancier tools to make sure it is exact, but we didn't want to mess with it. And it looked great anyway, so whatever. And then Matt simply drilled those holes in, and it was super simple, not anything really complicated. He did drill them in a little bit crooked and not exactly perpendicular, which, same thing, doesn't mess with the function, but whatever, it worked out. And ladies, don't forget to water and feed your boyfriend. Mine can get a little bit angry when he's not hydrated or fed, and don't feed him that green stuff. Nobody likes the green stuff. You definitely need to feed him some protein so he can be happy while he's doing your projects for you. Now this is the most important part. I want you to look at the color difference that Matt is about to make. Oh my gosh. That is just finisher, y'all. That is just finisher. I'm telling you, even if you don't sand, if you do nothing else, just put a finisher on. Put that amazing, gorgeous coat of finisher on, because it makes such a big difference. Normally, I would love to do this part of the project, but honestly, I could probably do this all by myself, but Matt is just not great at doing camera work, so I wanted to make sure that you guys could actually see how gorgeous this piece of wood is, especially with that finisher on it. It really makes a big difference. And don't worry about painting over those holes that we drilled earlier. The hooks will fit right in through that finisher, so that's not a big deal. But oh my goodness, look how gorgeous that piece of wood is. All we put on was finisher, y'all. That's it. We sanded it down to make it smoother to the touch, but really that finisher just brings those colors to life and they look so good. And honestly, even if you didn't want to do a finisher, you could like do a paint or something. You could change the color of it completely, but I just love that natural rustic look of that wood. And who would have thought that that came from a palette, y'all? All right, this is the last step before you get to hang it on your wall and use it, and that's screwing in those hooks. And like I said, it'll go straight through the finisher, so you don't have to worry about it being difficult to twist in there. And if you want to put more than 13 hooks or less than 13 hooks, that's super simple. You either just change the measurements of the spacing in between the hooks, or you can get a longer or shorter piece of wood depending on what you would like to do. But I just love the way that this turned out. I thought it was so cute, so simple, y'all. Literally, it's as simple as finding a piece of wood, cutting it to your dimension, drilling in those holes at whatever dimensions that you would like, doing a finish to really make that wood pop, and twisting in those hooks, and it just looks stunning. And of course, you can modify it and change it however you want, whether you want to do different colored hooks or paint the wood or whatever, but I just love the way it finished. And here's what they look like in my closet. I have the longer one of 21 inches with the 13 hooks like you can see there, as well as some for my earrings and bracelets, and I just love the way that they all turned out, especially that long one with the necklaces. I also put a couple of rings on there that I think look super cute. Having the jewelry on there really just makes the piece look so finished and so complete. I love the way that they turned out. We did hang the jewelry hangers with basic command strips that you can get at Target or Lowe's or wherever. Super easy and simple. And I love these short ones as well because it just, oh my gosh, they just look so good. And it's a great place to store jewelry for me because I like to see what I have rather than putting it in a jewelry box, which is not my favorite thing. And then for this, here are the metal links that we used. I was going to use them for bracelets, but ironically I ended up getting a wooden rod and putting bracelets on those instead. And then here is the drywall corner bead, which you can get at Lowe's for literally less than $2, y'all, for a 6-foot piece. And I literally just cut it and put my earrings on it, and it works so well. And for both of those shorter ones, I ended up doing just 2 hooks and putting both the wooden rod as well as the drywall bead on there, and it worked so perfectly. Overall, this is such a fun and easy project that takes less than 2 hours, especially if you have a great, awesome boyfriend like Matt. It turned out so great, and it really is a great use of old wood.
There are a few things we would change if we could do it over again. For example, some of these holes are not perpendicular to this surface, which means that the hooks are a little bit crooked, which aren't really noticeable and doesn't affect the overall use of it. And we did use permanent marker on the back here, which also doesn't affect the look of it, but it is just something that we don't really like. So if we could do it over again, we would change that. We hope we inspired you to make and create something that you haven't before.
And we hope you guys will join us again soon. Thanks.
And gig 'em.
Thanks.